Hello guys, welcome back to my channel and enjoy this fanfic part 1. Now let's start the fanfic. Well, easily, from the reports of the mission, Sakura was injured when Naruto entered tailed beast mode. Koharu stated as a matter of factly. You won't get away with this, you old fools. Oh ho, but we already have. The council has voted and it has been decided. Homura said, finally deciding to speak up. He will not sit still and take this, you know that, right? He will retaliate and do whatever he possibly can to stay in this. Before she could finish her sentence, a new voice interrupted. No, Bachan, it's okay if they don't want the son of the hero of this village in their village, then so be it. They don't deserve me. I will go and never set foot back in this village unless I absolutely need to. You haven't seen what I can do, Naruto stated with grimace in his voice. Ah, good to see you here, Naruto. You have 1 hour to pack your things and say goodbye to those that you wish to. After that you must leave. But do tell, what do you mean, son of a hero? Homura questioned, truly interested in what the boy has to say. None of your business, you old hag. Tsunade has permission to tell you, however, after I left, so you won't try and get me to stay. Naruto replied with anger in his voice. Naruto, please don't do this. I can talk with the council, we can reveal your heritage. Then they won't make you leave. I can even have Jiraiya take you to learn how to control the Kyuubi's chakra, just plea. Tsunade was then cut off by the elders this time. You are lucky we are even letting him keep his ability to use chakra. Most ninja, when they are banished, have that ability taken away from them. Because of Tsunade's outburst, you are to leave right away and will have no time to say goodbye to any of your so-called friends. Koharu told them. Very well, I'll take my leave, later, Bakan. And with that, Naruto used the technique that made the fourth Hokage so famous, the Hiraishin. Was that what I think that was? Homura exclaimed in shock, which could also be seen on Koharu's face. Yes, it was. Now does that give you a clue on his heritage? His mother was Kushina Uzumaki, his father Minato Namikaze, also known as the fourth Hokage. You fools just banished the only son of our beloved fourth Hokage. I hope you're proud. Tsunade said with a grin on her face. Call the council at once, Homura. We must get him back. Koharu exclaimed. Council meeting room 30 minutes later. What is this meeting about, Koharu? We only got to leave an hour ago for you to call us right back. Shukaku asked lazily. We are here because we made a huge mistake in banishing Naruto Uzumaki. Homura stated. And why is it a mistake that we banished that good-for-nothing demon? One of the civilian council members dared to ask. It is because he is the son of none other than our fourth Hokage, and Kushina Uzumaki. What? We must get him back at once. Another council member screeched. We will do our best. Shikaku, I want you to get a team together of Naruto's classmates, or have your son do it, and anyone close to Naruto that will do anything to get him back, and tell them to leave immediately. I would guess he would go to his homeland, Uzugakure, to find out his clan's secrets, so have them start there. Koharu commanded. Of course, I will leave at once. Shikaku replied. The rest of you are dismissed until we find the young Namikaze. He couldn't have gotten far yet. Plus he has taken his father's scrolls, or otherwise how else did he learn his father's most prized jutsu? Koharu explained. That would be my doing. Don't bother looking for Naruto. He has many plans and was hoping to get banished, or he had planned on leaving. What he plans? That is none of your business, but I can promise you this, you will see him again. Shikaku, go ahead and send his classmates. He will be happy to see them again, especially that young Hyuga. Jiraiya chuckled as he came into the council meeting room. What are you talking about, Lord Jiraiya? Hiashi asked, who suddenly became interested once he heard Hinata being mentioned. Oh, nothing, Hiashi. They're just friends after all. But I will tell you this, Naruto is much stronger than you realize. He may not have surpassed me yet, but he is strong. I will take care of him for short periods of time, but I will not give any information about his whereabouts. Good day now, council, and next time you see Naruto you may be shocked. And with that he vanished in a poof of smoke, showing that he was only a shadow clone. Naruto's been what? Shikamaru exclaimed as his father, Shikaku, was telling him of his mission. That is correct, Shikamaru. Naruto has been banished from this village for reasons I am not allowed to say. It is an S-ranked secret to your generation. Shikaku explained. Is this to do with him being a Jinchurike? Don't worry. None of the Junin told me a thing, but it was none other than Sakura. But why has he been banished? It's not like he did anything wrong, did he? He injured Sakura when he went into Nine-Tails form, so you must leave at once and gather as many of those close to Naruto as you possibly can and bring him back. However, do not force him or we will lose him for good. But there is one more thing you should know, and that is who his parents were. Shikaku explained, trying to keep Shikamaru calm and not have him go crazy. At the mention of Naruto's parents, however, the air became very tense. I have a guess at who his father might be, but I haven't a clue on his mother. If you were guessing the fourth Hokage, then you are correct, however you might not know who his mother was. She came from the hidden Whirlpool village, which was destroyed due to their sealing techniques. Be careful to not let Naruto escape you, for he has learned his father's most prized technique along with the Rasengan, the Hiraishin, which will allow him to get away in an instant if he wished to. Your Shadow Poseidon might not even work on him if he uses it, so be warned. His father continued to explain the rest of the details, along with the fact that Shikamaru should leave Sakura out of it, and include Hinata and Iruka. So I should probably include Hinata, Iruka, Choji, Kiba, and Neji. Shikamaru concluded. Yes, but you can include some others including Ino, since you should leave out the whole team, and I believe Lee would be a good option as well. Shikaku decided to add in the few extra people. Got it. Thanks, Dad. Shikamaru called as he had started to walk away. At the Hyuga compound. Greetings, Shikamaru. What can I do for you? Neji asked as Shikamaru walked up to the Hyuga compound. I need you and Hinata for a mission. Naruto has been banished from the village, but due to his heritage the council needs him back. He left a couple of hours ago, so he couldn't have gotten too far. Shikaku also went on to explain Naruto's father's technique and how he needs the Byakugan and how Naruto may have feelings for Hinata. Okay, we are in, however I will need to talk to Hiashi, telling him of this mission. When and where will we be meeting? Shikamaru gave him the information and then left to find the rest of the Rookie 9 that he will be taking and Iruka. At the gates 1 hour later. Okay everyone, thank you for coming. Naruto has been banished from the village, but under certain circumstances his banishment has been lifted and we need to find him before he gets too far. Neji, you will take the lead so that way we can be able to see Naruto's chakra signature and find out where he may show up next. Kiba, you will be next in the line so that way when we find Naruto, we can just follow his tracks in case he decides to go on Fu. Choji, you will be next so that way in case Son Rogue Ninja also decide to attack, then it will be me, Ino, Lee, Iruka and Hinata picking up the rear to keep an eye on our backs with her Byakugan. Everyone clear? Shikamaru asked. Hi. A chorus of answers occurred. Shikamaru, we heard from Tsunade what happened with Naruto and we would like to go. Shikamaru turned around to see Kakashi, Guy and Sakura rushing towards them and realized for once it was not one of Guy's silly challenges. I am sorry Kakashi, but I cannot allow you to come. Tsunade will need you here to protect the village along with Guy, and Sakura, I am sure the hospital needs you there as well. Shikamaru did his best to try to hide the fact that he was lying through his teeth. He knew that if he had allowed Kakashi and Sakura to come then they would try to use force to bring him back, and if he had allowed Guy to come then he might try to make the group go faster than they can handle and they would be tired out before they even got to Naruto. But I am sure that we can go talk to Tsunade, she is bound to let us come. Sakura tried to plead. Go ahead Sakura, but we are going now. Tsunade may or may not allow you to be back up, but we need to leave now. Every moment we are here, Naruto is getting further and further away and our chances of finding him are lowered and lowered. Shikamaru was silently pleading to Kami that Tsunade would not let them come. Very well, I understand, just be careful and please bring Naruto home. But please do not force him, I wish for him to be happy. Kakashi replied solemnly, and Sakura just gaped at him like he had grown an extra head. But Kakashi, we need Naruto to come home, I need him to come home. Sakura argued, screeched like a banshee. I want him to come home too, Sakura, but I want him to be happy the most. Kakashi replied softly. Well team, let's head out. Shikamaru called and they went. Sakura, Kakashi and Guy just stood there at the gates watching them head out into the distance. Well, I am off to find Tsunade, I will not sit back and let them do all the work like I did for Sasuke. I can't lose Naruto as well. Sakura said as Kakashi nodded in agreement, and Guy just didn't want to be left out while 2 out of his 3 team members were on this mission without him. Hokage Tower with Tsunade, Guy, and Sakura. Come in. Tsunade called as she heard knocking on the door, figuring it was probably Jiraiya trying to ask her on yet another date. Tsunade-sama, I would like to request for us 3 to be a backup team for the team that just left to find Naruto, that consists of Shikamaru Nara, Ino Yamanaka, Choji Akamaiki, Rock Lee, Kiba Inuzuka, Neji and Hinata Hyuga and Aruka. Sakura requested in a rushed manner that she nearly forgot to treat Tsunade with respect. And why would I allow that, Sakura Haruno? He did injure you after your last mission, and you found out about his special friend. Why do you still want to have him return to the village? Is it just to use him to bring Sasuke back so you can shun him once he does? Tsunade questioned her and realized the determination in her eyes. No, of course not. I want Naruto to return because he is my friend, and my teammate. I will be happy if Sasuke returns to us, but after everything Naruto and I have been through, I would never shun him and push him away again. Sakura continued on her rant, and Kakashi along with Tsunade were glaring daggers at her, silently pleading with her to stop, while Guy had flames in his eyes, saying something about how her flames of youth were burning brightly with her determination. I must agree with her, Tsunade-sama. Kakashi quickly added in and earned a nod of agreement from Guy. Well, I think I must agree with you on the backup team for Shikamaru. Okay Kakashi, you win. You will take a team and leave in 2 hours, that should give Shikamaru enough distance to see if his team can find Naruto on their own. I want you to take Guy here along with Yamato, Tenten, and Konohamaru and his friends, since they were close to Naruto. I will inform Ebisu of their absence. Anbu. Tsunade called at once. Yes Hokage-sama, and Anbu with a gecko mask on asked. Find me Konohamaru, Sarutobi, Moegi, Udon Yututane, and Yamato at once, and have them come here at once. Tsunade commanded, and the Anbu just nodded and left. Tsunade-sama, what about me? Why can't I be on this team as well? I mean, I am Naruto's teammate and friend as well. Sakura complained, and Tsunade just shook her head. I am sorry Haruno, but I don't think it would be the greatest idea for Naruto to see you right now. He is probably upset with himself for injuring you, and just seeing you may make him just run away. Plus, you are needed at the hospital today since Shizune is out on a mission that required a medical ninja with them. She carefully explained, trying to get Sakura to calm down and not begin to screech like a banshee. I understand, Sakura muttered. Good, Kakashi, I do believe the team going with you is suitable and that you will have no problem with them being disobedient. This team will be just fine Hokage-sama. Guy the first shall see you at the north gate in 2 hours, don't be late. Kakashi joked. You are the one we need to worry about being late, Kakashi. Guy replied as he left, and Kakashi just poofed away laughing. Many hours later, with Shikamaru and his team. Halt. Neji called to the rest of the team behind him. They had managed to make it pretty far and were now at the border of the Land of Fire and were quickly heading in the direction of the Land of Waves. What is it, Neji? Shikamaru asked, walking up to where Neji and Kiba were now standing side by side. I found Naruto. He is in the clearing up ahead resting, and he looks like he is set up for the night. Neji replied quietly, so Naruto would hopefully not detect them before they wanted to be found. Then what are we waiting for? Kiba asked impatiently. We don't want Naruto to think we are here to capture him. Shikamaru explained to an impatient Kiba. Well, are you here to capture me, Shikamaru? I wouldn't think you would do that to me after all we have been through, said a new voice as they all turned around to see that it was none other than Naruto himself standing on a tree branch above them. Naruto. And no, we are not to capture you, Satasei. We have been asked to bring you back to Konoha, for they wish to lift your banishment due to your heritage. Shikamaru explained as easily as he could. And why would I want to return to a village where they all just glare at me, call me demon, banished me, and only wish to have me back because of who my father was? Naruto spat even just thinking about the village. Wait, wait, wait. Ino yelled. What do you mean they want you back because of your father? I thought that you were an orphan and that no one knew who your parents were. Well, Ino, you might all want to sit down for this story, for it is a long one, Naruto said as he began to walk into the clearing where he was set up. I am wondering though, why were you banished? No one knows why you were banished but Shikamaru, the Hokage, and the council. Iruka decided to finally jump in. Well, I guess that is a good place to start. I was banished because, well, I injured Sakura during our last mission, and you guys may not like me after you hear what I have to say. Naruto added the last part in sadly. No matter what it is, Naruto, we will still be here for you, Ino told him softly, not wanting to upset him no matter how nervous she might be at being told that he had hurt Sakura. I didn't intentionally hurt Sakura since I wasn't in control. What I mean by that is, the reason everyone calls me a demon is that I am the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. I had lost control when Orochimaru started to talk about Sasuke as if he owned him, and I let my anger take control of me, and that's when the Kyuubi took over and I went unconscious, you could say, since I don't remember what happens when I am in that state. Apparently the Kyuubi hurt Sakura when she came to try and calm me down, and the Kyuubi wasn't too happy about that, and now I am sure that she hates me for it, Naruto explained as he turned around as he heard many gasps of shock, especially coming from Hinata, who wasn't scared but surprised that the one that she had a crush on and possibly loved had been protecting the village from the Nine Tails all of this time. Naruto, we are not going to hate you or shun you for something that you had no control over, Hinata told him, and the others could not help but agree with her, even the two that already knew of this S-ranked secret. Thank you, Hinata. Too bad I have to leave the village, or otherwise we could have gotten to know each other a lot better, Naruto replied with a sad smile, and Hinata may have just invented a new shade of red with her blush and was somehow managing to not faint for once. But Naruto, you never did tell us who your father was and why he was so important, Ino told him impatiently. Hey, you really couldn't have guessed who it was by just looking at me, Naruto joked as look of shock and understanding came across their faces. Naruto, it wasn't the fourth Hokage, Minato Namikaze, was it? Iruka asked, genuinely shocked. Indeed it was, and my mother was Kushina Uzumaki. You didn't think that the fourth Hokage would just take any random baby and seal the Kyuubi into you? Naruto half joked. I guess you're right. But how did the council find out? Neji asked. Well, I did use his famous jutsu to escape them. How else would I have gotten out of the village so fast? Naruto then went on to explain to them everything else that he knew about his family, and then Hinata finally decided to ask him something everyone else had on their minds as well. What are your plans now, Naruto-kun? Hinata managed to stutter out. Well, I had this planned ever since I was banished, and I am going to need some help with it. I have decided that I am going to start my own village and call it Soragaku, the village hidden in the sky, and I have decided to have it in the old Whirlpool village. You want to do what? Ino exclaimed, for many reasons, as she has hardly heard of the hidden Whirlpool village, let alone where it is. You heard me, I want to start my own village and try to accomplish peace in this world. Soragaku will allow those who have been banished for foolish reasons, along with all of the other Jinchuriki who have been shunned from their respectful villages, Naruto declared. Are you crazy? You expect that all these people will get along just like that, and expect them not to fight one another? Shikamaru asked, sincerely interested in the idea of this new village. I am not crazy, but this is what my parents would have wanted. I know that, and especially if I am happy. You guys must understand that, don't you? I even plan to offer Sasuke a spot and also offer him help in finding and killing his brother. Naruto also listed off some of the other ninja who he would seek out to help start up the village, including some of the Akatsuki members, and Inari from the wave. You sure have this planned out. Shikamaru chuckled lightly, but are you sure that you will be able to accomplish all on your own? I am sure that if you had help it would be possible, along with a wood user to help build the buildings, since it would take years on your own. Shikamaru inquired. I have, and I am starting to get the vibe that you are interested in joining this village. Naruto said while squinting his eyes in thought, realizing that he has already told them too much and they would be sure to report back to Bakan about this. Well, of course, why else do you think that I am here? I am sure all of the people here, or at least most of them, would agree with me. Shikamaru laughed at the last part while looking over at the rest of Naruto's friends. We are with you, Naruto, if you will have us. Ino declared, probably just willing to join due to the fact that Sasuke will be there, considering she had hearts in her eyes just at the mention of him. Well, I don't know, what would Bakan say if I took some of the best ninja away from Konoha? Especially 2 of the Hyugas. Naruto mumbled. I don't care what she says. She didn't stop the council from banishing you the first time. What makes you think they wouldn't make you go into the Clan Restoration Act just to get their Prekus Namikaze and Uzumaki clans back, along with the most prized jutsu of the 4th Hokage? Shikamaru told him, who received approving nods from all there, but then suddenly sensed more approaching and Neji activated his Byakugan. It is more ninja from Konoha, and if I could guess, they are here to force you back. Naruto, you go on ahead, we will tell them we couldn't find you and have them go off in a separate direction to search for you if you wish. Neji called from the branch that he jumped up to in order to get a better view of who was coming. No, it is nothing of the sort, Neji started, but Naruto, impatient as ever, butted in before he could even finish. Then who is it? Naruto yelled. I was getting to that. It seems as if Tsunade sent Kakashi, Yamato, Konohamaru, Moegi, Guy, and Udon. Neji replied as he shook his head at Naruto's sudden outburst. That's fine then, let them come. However, I do not like explaining everything again, so none of you say a word. Naruto said much quieter than before as the backup team finally arrived into the large clearing. We finally caught up to you, Naruto. Kakashi called as he jumped down from the branch, showing his all-famous eye smile. I can see that, Kakashi, and I can guess why you're here. You want me to come back to Konoha with you, and that certainly is not happening, seeing as how everyone. Then he looked around at all his friends. Well, mostly everyone hated me, especially that damn council that has the Hokage roped around their fingers. Naruto growled. But what about those of us that do care for you? Don't you still like us? And how do you think Tsunade and Jiraiya will feel about you leaving? Kakashi asked him, trying to guilt-trip him into coming back. Well, to answer your question, Sensei, Naruto half growled the sensei part, I don't believe you truly cared for me till you realized who my father was. And as for rather, I still like you guys, of course I do, that is why I invited the first group to join my new village that I will be creating. Naruto half smiled, but was still upset. What do you mean, new village? Konohamaru put in with stars in his eyes from genuine curiosity. Well, Konohamaru, I am going to start my own village called Soragakur, village hidden in the sky. As for what it is, however, I do not like to repeat myself, so ask Shikamaru or anyone else in the first group what it is. Naruto smiled as he talked to Konohamaru, who he saw as a brother. That sounds awesome. Can I join? He yelled. Well, I don't see why not, but I will need Junin to teach the genin, and currently I have none of those, sadly. I would like to join Naruto, and I have talked to Hinata and she too has agreed to join this new village of yours. Neji said solemnly. I agree with them as well, Naruto, as your flames of youth are burning brighter than ever. Guy declared, and Lee, not wanting to be left out, quickly agreed with his sensei. After this, all but 2 had agreed and wished to join. So you decided that you're not going to join me, Kakashi and Iruka? Naruto asked, even though he was really not surprised to see this. Sorry Naruto, but I can't betray Konoha like that. I mean my teammates died protecting the village and I can't just leave it like that. Kakashi said sadly. My family died fighting against the Kyuubi protecting the village, and also who else would teach at the academy once I am gone? Uruka joked at the last part, causing everyone there to chuckle. I understand Kakashi and Uruka. Honestly, I never expected you two to come with me in the first place since you are both much too needed at the village. But I am curious, why have you agreed to come, Yamato? Naruto asked the creepy Junin once Anbu, who had led the last Sasuke retrieval mission and the mission to get information on Orochimaru. Well, I figured you would need help making all the buildings, and who else would be here to contain the Nine Tails had he ever attempted escape? Yamato replied in his usual monotone voice. I really appreciate it, you guys. I don't know how this is going to work, but I will do my best to be the best Kage you guys could ask for. Now, I figure it might be a good idea to stop in the wave and ask for some help from Tazuna in building the village up, and maybe offer a trade alliance once we settle. Naruto explained the rest of his plans regrettably for the second time and where they would possibly set up a new village. A few hours later at Tazuna's house. Inari, can you get the door? Naruto could hear Tsunami yelling from inside the house. Sure, Mom. Inari called, mumbled back at his mom, figuring it was just the usual visitors asking for the tale about what had happened at the bridge, and opened the door. Wow, you sure have grown up, Inari. Naruto looked at him while chuckling at the fact that Inari was now catching up to him in height. Naruto, is that you? And Kakashi? Where's Sakura-chan and Sasuke-tem? Inari asked, catching on to the suffixes that Naruto had called his teammates in the past. Well, Kakashi and Sakura are at the village currently, and Sasuke left the village to join a rogue ninja named Orochimaru. I hope to bring him back, but I doubt that will happen. Naruto explained sadly. I see. Inari said quietly. So what brings you guys here? A new voice was heard as the newcomer walked to the door for Naruto to realize it was none other than the drunken Tazuna. Well, where to start? Naruto murmured. I guess the most important thing, well, at least one of them. I was banished from Konoha for being the host of the Nine Tails Jinchuike, and I also injured Sakura by accident. He said with a voice that had nothing but regret in it. It's okay, Naruto, I am sure that it wasn't on purpose. Inari said with a big smile. Thanks, Inari. Now I want you to meet some friends of mine. Inari, this is Neji, Yamato, Choji, Hinata, Shikamaru, Lee, Ino, Konohamaru, Moegi, and Udon. You guys, this is Inari from my team's first C-turned-a-ranked mission. Naruto announced. Nice to meet you guys. Inari grinned, happy to meet so many of Naruto's friends. Same to you. Some of them called out, but you could mostly hear Lee. Hey Tazuna, you think we could stay the night here? It's been a long journey and I need to talk to you about some things. Naruto asked as politely as he could. Of course you can. You saved my life after all, Naruto. But there isn't enough room for all of you, so some of you need to stay outside. Tazuna began to show them where they could set up tents for the night and explained that his daughter will make dinner. After dinner with Tazuna, Tsunade, Inari, and Naruto. So Naruto, Tazuna began, what is it that you wished to speak to us about? He asked. Well, I decided that I am going to go where the Whirlpool village used to be and I am going to start my own village. I was wondering if you could provide us some help in building up the village, and I would also like to offer you all a place in the village. Naruto explained. Well, I supposed we could, but how do you plan to get there? There is no boat that is big enough to take all of us there, and surely there wouldn't be enough materials as well. Tazuna went on, who received a nod of agreement from his daughter and Inari. Well, we have a wood user with us so he can make his own materials, and that way we should have more than enough. As for how we will get there, Yamato can also make us a boat that will be big and strong enough to reach us to the place. It is pretty high up on some cliffs, hence the name, the village hidden in the sky. Naruto laughed. Well, I guess it is a good thing we aren't afraid of heights. Inari grinned. And also, the plus side is you will be protected by ninja at all times, and you can set up your own shop as well in return for your help. I will also pay you when we get to a steady finance. Naruto told them, hoping they would still help. It is no problem at all, Naruto. Inari declared, clearly excited that he may be able to become a ninja and be able to have a life in a hidden village. Very well. When do you guys wish to set out? Tsunami finally decided to add. We will set sail at noon tomorrow. I will use my shadow clones to help you guys pack, and that way you don't have to worry about tiring yourselves out. Naruto replied, happy that he had more friends to help him out in his new village. Tomorrow noon it is. Inari, Tazuna and Tsuname all half cheered. Ready to go, everyone. Naruto called to his group along with Inari and his family. We are all set, Naruto, but I was thinking, couldn't you just use the Hiraishin Jutsu to get us all there? Yamato questioned, as Naruto wished they could but couldn't due to the fact that he hadn't learned the jutsu during his training trip with Jiraiya. It is simple. I don't have a seal anywhere around there since I learned the Hiraishin Jutsu after I went on my training trip with the pervy sage. I am wondering, however, why you guys are so willing to leave Konoha without a second thought. Naruto questioned his rather large group. He never expected so many to be willing to help him make his new village, and only really expected maybe Hinata and Shikamaru. Well, honestly, Naruto, Shikamaru began as he looked around and received a nod from everyone. It's a drag, but our plan was to help you in anything that you had up your sleeve because you're a friend, even if it meant leaving Konoha. Plus, who else would be able to be your advisor? You wouldn't last without me. The lazy Chunin joked at the last part in a lazy laid-back voice like he always did. That means a lot, you guys, but I have a feeling some of you came for more reasons just than that. Naruto grinned and looked at Yamato and Hinata, who suddenly became very red, realizing what Naruto meant by that, and looked like she was about to faint. He also looked knowingly at Yamato, knowing he came to stop the Kyuubi from going on a rampage and possibly escaping if he had tried to take control of its power. What do you mean, Naruto-kun? Hinata asked nervously, while sweating like there is no tomorrow and on the verge of fainting, as usual when talking to Naruto, or about him. Oh, nothing, Hinata. Naruto joked, just gotta talk to you later though once we make it to the village. If we leave now we should make it by nightfall. He winked at Naruto as he announced it to the rest of the group. At this, many thoughts were currently racing through Hinata's head, like, what does he want to talk to me about? Has he found out about me stalking him when we were little? Does he like me? Does he know I like him back? These questions were beginning to drive her crazy and she spaced out. Oh, okay, Naruto-kun. Hinata managed to stutter out as Naruto finally decided to stop staring at her. You are correct on why I am here, Naruto, Yamato started, but also, to make sure you don't get too reckless and overdo it for Kakashi-senpai. Yamato finished in his usual monotone voice. Figures. Naruto muttered so Yamato wouldn't catch it. Well, let's get going, everyone, we are wasting daylight. He called and received a numberless amount of nods. That night, just arriving at the old Whirlpool village. So this is it, Naruto. Ino gasped in amazement at how protected the land was and how big the island really was. Yup, this is where my family originated, the Uzumaki clan. I am going to assign everyone roles in what they are to do now that we are here. Naruto called out loud enough for everyone to hear, including those just arriving, since they ended up having to take 3 different small boats so no one would see them traveling. Anything you need, Naruto-kun. Your flames of youth are burning so brightly in your leadership. Lee said as he did a nice guy pose. Thank you, Lee. Naruto said, giving him half-sincere smile. Okay, let's get started. Yamato, Inari, Tazuna and Choji, I want you guys to start with setting up a couple homes for us to sleep in tonight. We will worry about clan places and everything else at a later time. Right now we just need to worry about shelter. Ino, Shikamaru, Udon, Sum and Neji, I wish you guys to start planning out the village and where everything should go, since you guys will probably be good at that. Konohamaru, Moegi, Kiba and Guy the First would like for you guys to start finding food and anything else we could use, such as medical herbs. Hinata, you are going to come with me and we are going to patrol around, see what's in these old abandoned buildings. I will send out clones to patrol the island to see if we can find others that may be interested in joining us. I do not believe that we will have too many problems with other hidden villages since no one will know of us at first, so all I expect to see are maybe the occasional nosy rogue ninja looking for trouble. Is everyone clear on the plan? Naruto asked, a little anxious, hoping that everyone will agree with him considering he put so much thought into how everyone would work best. Hi Naruto. Everyone shouted in agreement, clearly excited to get this up and started, also anxious to get settled down and be back to a normal lifestyle. Great, now let's get to work. Naruto cheered. Meanwhile, back at Konoha, Tsunade-sama, I have returned with good news of Naruto. Kakashi said carefully, hoping it was truly good news, not really sure how Tsunade was going to react though. Well, if it's good news, why isn't he here? Did he go to Ichiraku with Iruka and all his other friends? Tsunade asked with a smirk, figuring that's exactly where the blonde knucklehead had ran off to. No, he has decided to create his own village and make it the most powerful the shinobi world has ever seen. The scary part is that I think he might just pull it off. Kakashi said seriously. Naruto's doing what? Tsunade screamed, obviously upset that the blonde would not be willing to come back after all they have been through. She was about to burst into tears but couldn't due to the fact that Kakashi was here. He wants to create his own village and he also has the people to back him up. All he need is some more members, buildings and income and he would be all set. Kakashi told her, obviously proudly of his student and his success. What do you mean he has the support? He doesn't know anyone outside of the village really, and 3 of them are very important to Sunagaku, so I doubt they would leave. Also, where does he plan to make this village of his? Tsunade questioned, puzzled by Naruto's actions. Well, let's see. Where to begin? He has the support of the wave behind him as well as some close friends from Konoha to back him up. As for where, he has probably already made it to the old Whirlpool village, which is where he plans to rebuild everything and call it Soragaku. Kakashi smiled, seemingly unaware of what Tsunade was feeling right now. Some close friends from Konoha, huh? Tsunade muttered, then it finally hit her. You don't mean that they joined him? Tsunade gasped, clearly surprised that nearly all of the whole Konoha 11 would just get up and join Naruto. That is correct. Guy along with Yamato, Konohamaru, Lee, Neji, Kiba, Hinata, Moegi, Udon, Shikamaru, Ino, and Choji have all decided to join Naruto and they seem to have thought about it for a while. Only Iruka and myself have decided to come back to Konoha, and it also appears that Soragaku would make a very valuable ally in the future since Jiraiya-sama is bound to join as soon as he hears that Naruto is leading it. Kakashi explained. Very well, the council will not like this one bit, so I say we keep them on the down low about the village and say we simply could not find Naruto. We will tell them that all of his friends decided to keep looking for him while you and Iruka were needed back here. I think it would be best if you leave for now, since I now have to put these new academy graduates into teams and who their Junin senseis will be. I was considering Neji for one, but now that he left, that won't happen. The Hokage said as she let out a long sigh of sadness. Very well, Tsunade-sama, I will be at home resting if you need anything. Kakashi bowed and vanished in a poof of smoke, using the shunshin to leave. Don't know how to spell that, please correct me for future chapters, lol. Back with Naruto and Hinata in Naruto's old family estate, they found Hinata. There is something I need to talk to you about and it has been on my mind for a long time now. Naruto finally got the courage to say after an hour of walking around trying to find scrolls and weapons, which they found plenty of. What is it, Naruto-kun? Hinata asked nervously, waiting to be told that he didn't like her and only wanted to be friends, or that he wanted her to go back to Konoha since he had no use for her. Well, I am not sure how to say this, Naruto murmured, putting deep thought in how to tell her. Why yes. Hinata stuttered back. Well, I don't know how to say this, but. Naruto paused and decided to come out with it already. I love you, Hinata-chan, and I have for a while now, will you let me do the honor of taking you out on a date? Why you low love me? Hinata gasped and looked as if she was about to die from the shock. Yes, but I was too dull in the past to realize it, but now I have come to my senses. I understand if you don't feel the same about me. Naruto added that last part in sadly. Oh, of course I low love you too, Naruto-kun. Hinata was starting to slowly calm down and relax, realizing her dream of being with Naruto was actually coming true. Then how about I take you on a date to Ichiraku's? We can Hiraishin back and use a henge so no one knows that it us. Naruto grinned bigger than anyone ever thought to be physically possible. Oh, of course Naruto-kun, if that is what you would like to do. Hinata said nervously. Great. Now it looks like there is a seal here to stop any non-Uzumaki clan member from taking the scrolls. Also probably only head clan members can open it, so here we go. Naruto then bit his thumb and put the blood on the blood seal and waited till something finally happened. The whole house transformed from broken down to perfectly fine, and then they also found a hidden door which they heard noises coming from behind. Hinata, be on your guard, we don't know what we could be dealing with here. Naruto said quietly as he reached for the door and started to open it. With Yamato, Choji, Inari and Tazuna. I've been wondering, you leave Shinobi. Why did you agree to go with Naruto so easily? I mean, sure he's a good guy, but to join him without a second thought. That is interesting indeed. Questioned the now sober Tazuna. Yamato and Choji glanced at each other for a brief moment and Choji decided to speak up first. Naruto and I have been friends for a long time and I couldn't just abandon him like that. Plus, my teammates are here, Shikamaru and Ino, I couldn't go back to the village without them. Choji said with a friendly grin. That makes sense. Tazuna grumbled, what about you? Yamato was it? Tazuna asked. Well, as you know, Naruto holds the Kyuubi no Kitsune. He will need all the help he can get in controlling that thing. Plus I am the only one that would be able to stop it if it were to go on a rampage. Honestly, once Naruto has control over it and once this village is up and running, I will probably return to Konoha. Oh, okay. Well, I guess it wouldn't be fair if I didn't tell you why I came now, would it? Tazuna chuckled. Well, we came because we were sick of living in the wave. We figured it would be fun to take on a new adventure and help out an old friend. He did save me and everyone else in the village from the cruelties of Gato, so it's the least we could do. Tazuna replied, as Inari nodded. That makes sense, wanting to help a friend. Choji smiled. Then they got back to work making the buildings. With Ino, Shikamaru, Neji, Tsunami and Udon. I have been wondering this for a while, but why did you guys leave Konoha to join Naruto without a second thought? Sum asked. Naruto is one of my best friends as well as classmate. I feel like anything can get accomplished if I am with him. His will to never give up is amazing, and he has that thing about him that makes everyone want to bet on him and follow him. And the main reason was I promised I would be his advisor when he became Kage, but I always thought it would be Hokage, not Kage of another village. Shikamaru joked at the last part. Well, I came because my teammates did. Also, Naruto is a cool guy and it seems like he could use all the help he can get, so I decided to tag along. I would be much more useful here than at Konoha. Ino stated. Naruto changed me for the better. Neji began. Plus who knows what will happen between my cousin and him, and I want to be here to support them both. Neji replied quietly. Well, Naruto is like a big brother to Moegi, Konohamaru and I, so that is why we came. Also I am sick of having to put up with my grandparents, the elders. Udon said. That all makes sense. We came because we figured it would be a good adventure. Plus it means something to do. Tsuname replied with a smile. Well, we better get back to work. Naruto may expect something by tonight or tomorrow and designing is going to take a while. Shikamaru decided. With Konohamaru, Moegi, Lee, Guy, and Kiba. While we are looking, we might as well chat. Konohamaru said, looking rather bored at getting the not so exciting part of the task. Sure, Konohamaru, How about why we all decided to follow Naruto Nisan out of the village? Moegi suggested. Sure, I'll start. Konohamaru started as he threw his fishing line into the water, deciding to fish for food. I followed him because he is like a big brother to me and I don't know how the village would do without him. Also, I am sick of the village seeing me for the third Hokage's grandson rather than for who I really am. I mean, sure, it is cool and they stopped for the most part out loud, but it still gets rather annoying. Konohamaru gained a nod of agreement and Moegi shared the same story, about Naruto being like a big brother, and that she had no real family left. Well, I for one didn't want to stay without two of my most youthful students in the village. Tenten will do just fine without us. After all, her flames of youth shine brighter than ever. Guy declared with fire burning in his eyes, and Lee was just on the same level, agreeing with him. Well, I for one just didn't want to leave Hinata. She's a best friend to me, so I couldn't just go without her. I am sure Shino will be fine without us. They will probably throw him on a team along with Sakura and Tenten since they are the only ones left. Kiba said in his usual goofy way, and Akamaru barked at the end in agreement. In the council meeting room in Konoha. What is this about Tsunade? I don't see Naruto around. Should he now be here? One of the random civilian members of the council questioned. I called this meeting to discuss Naruto. The group that went out to find him has had no luck in finding him and sent Kakashi and Iruka back to tell us. Tsunade was about to continue, but then she was so rudely interrupted by another member. What do you mean you can't find him? I mean, he has the Hiraishin, but he can't be that hard to find with an Inuzuka, two Hyugas and Kakashi's hound dogs looking for him. The member screeched, and you could tell right away whose mother she was. Kakashi decided to step in now. Now, Mrs. Haruno, please have a seat and I will tell you all that I found. Kakashi started and waited for everyone to calm down. Please continue. Koharu asked. The group decided to split up into a few after Iruka and I left them to cover more ground. Some went towards Suna, a couple to Kumo, and the rest went on to where Uzugakure used to be, but I believe they will find nothing there but ruins, sadly. I believe Naruto doesn't want to be found, and if that is the case then we may never find him. I suggest we send Jiraiya out to find him and possibly have him reverse summoned to Mount Myoboku to talk with him. Kakashi lied smoothly. I think that is a wonderful idea, Kakashi. Tsunade sent a knowing look to him, realizing where he was going with this. Then it is settled. Jiraiya will go look for Naruto and bring him back here. We need his power for the good of the village, especially because of his status. This meeting is dismissed. Tsunade called. Later on in the office. You called, Tsunade Haim. Jiraiya joked as he appeared in the window. Yes, it's about Naruto and it is rather urgent. Tsunade said as Jiraiya was seriously fearing that he had gone and gotten himself captured by the Akatsuki. Don't tell me he's been taken by the Akatsuki. No, nothing like that. You know he was banished from the village since you were at that meeting. But he has gone off and started to create his own village, Soragakure. He even has Neji, Lee, Yamato, Guy, Kiba, Shikamaru, Ino, Choji, Konohamaru, Moegi, Udon, Kiba, and anyone else he might have picked up from the Wave Village. I want you to go there and stay with him to make sure he doesn't do anything stupid. Tsunade explained. Hey, maybe that Gaki isn't so stupid after all. Jiraiya joked. Of course I will go. Do you have any idea where they plan to have this new village located? Yes, he is in the old Uzugakure location. Tsunade finished. Summoning jutsu. Jiraiya called as soon as he was far away enough from the village so no one would know what he and Tsunade had planned. What seems to be the problem, Jiraiya boy? Pa the elder toad sage questioned, realizing that he wasn't called there for a battle rather quickly. I need you to reverse summon Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze and myself, so that way I can have a word with him, but I can't seem to quite get to him. Jiraiya chuckled nervously. Sure. Do you wish to begin his sage training while he's there too, while we are at it? Pa joked as he vanished in a poof of smoke, and Jiraiya soon followed. Old Uzugakure with Naruto and Hinata. This sure is nice, isn't it, Hinate Haim? Naruto smirked while holding hands with Hinata, being impressed that she has yet to faint like she usually does as they slowly opened the door. Why yes, Naruto-kun, it is. Hinata replied while chanting in her head not to faint, and to stop stuttering, but fainted when Naruto vanished into a poof of smoke right as the door opened. At Mount Myoboku, shortly after Jiraiya and Fukusaku arrived, Naruto did as well, wondering what the hell was happening. Where the hell am I? Naruto asked to no one really in particular. It's been a while, Naruto. How's my apprentice doing these days? Jiraiya chuckled, already knowing the answer to the question. I am sure you've heard it from Bachan already, so no need for me to explain it. So now answer my question, where am I? Naruto questioned again. You are at the home of the Toad Summons, Mount Myoboku, and your next question is probably going to be how did you get here and why are you here? Jiraiya said, receiving a nod from Naruto implying that's exactly what he was going to ask. Well, you got here by being reverse summoned by the great elder sage Toad, Fukusaku, and you are here to discuss many things. Jiraiya explained before being interrupted by Naruto. Well, get on with it. I need to get back to Hinata Haim and everyone else. Naruto said like a lit kid. Oh ho ho, seems like you finally went and got yourself a little girlfriend, and about time too. Jiraiya laughed, receiving a firm glare from Naruto, and decided to continue. Well, one of the reasons I am here is to discuss your summoning contract with the Toads. Since they are currently allianced with Konoha, I am pretty sure you don't want to be found unless you want to, so you may have to cancel the contract, though I wish you wouldn't. Second thing, the council isn't very happy to have the son of their honorable fourth Hokage gone, as well as many of the future clan heads who they believe are still looking for you. Jiraiya explained. Well, I guess canceling the Toad contract would be for the best. Naruto started sadly, and as for the council, they can shove a stick up their asses because we are not coming back unless it is a diplomatic meeting with Bakan over an alliance in the future. And I mean far future, because we are nowhere near big enough if the council decides to try and start a war with Soragaku anytime soon. Naruto decided. Very well, but I am sure Gamakichi and Gamatatsu will be upset you won't be summoning them anymore, but I am sure they will understand. How do you plan to get back without being summoned to Konoha then? Jiraiya asked. Well, I do have the Hiraishin. While I haven't been able to place the seals anywhere, Hinata does have a seal on her, so I will just teleport there. Why don't you come and help me out, Ero Sennin? I mean, you have free travel, so you don't have to let the council know where you are. Make up a lie of some sort saying you're following a trail on Orochimaru and Sasuke, or the Akatsuki. Naruto asked, secretly hoping that Jiraiya would come with him since he could use a powerful shinobi on his side. I guess I could come for a little while, that way you don't have to cancel the contract until I go back to Konoha, so now you can hang out with Gamakichi and Gamatatsu a little bit longer. Is that alright with you, Fukusaku? Jiraiya asked hopefully. Will Riki and Tatsu agreed, who just appeared, hearing the last little bit about Naruto having to cancel the summoning contract. I don't see why not, but this would mean that you all must be careful. Gamakichi and Gamatatsu, you might as well go and make yourselves useful and help Naruto boy with his village. Fukusaku decided. You got it, Pops. Gamakichi said, and Gamatatsu nodded in agreement. Well, let's get going. I don't want everyone to wonder where I ran off to, especially Hinata Haim. Naruto said with his usual sheepish grin. Back at Soragaku, where Naruto, Jiraiya and Tatsu and Riki just showed up. So boss, this is where you are building Soragaku? Gamatatsu asked. Yep. There are only a few buildings so far since we just arrived a couple hours ago. Naruto explained while realizing Hinata wasn't where her jacket was, and Naruto remembered she took it off a little bit before he was reversed summoned, since where they were was a bit warmer than Konoha. Huh. Wonder where Hinata went off to? Naruto asked. Don't worry boss, leave it to me and Gamakichi to find her. You focus on showing Lord Jiraiya around a bit. Gamatatsu said. Thanks Tatsu. Let's go, pervy sage. I want to show you the clan head's house since I saw some scrolls there along with one for a possible summoning jutsu and storage scrolls that I didn't get a chance to look at with Hinata Harem. Plus that's where we saw the mysterious door and it is where I left her. Naruto explained, receiving a grunt from Jiraiya since he had nowhere to peep on pretty girls like he usually ran off to do, and now he's stuck with it. At the clan head's house. These are a lot of scrolls you will definitely want to take the time to go through. It seems like there may be some of your clan's sacred sealing techniques along with some katanas and other weapons. And it also looks as if you were right about the summoning jutsu scroll. There is definitely one here, so you will still have a summon after you cancel with the toads. Jiraiya explained since he was a master at the art of sealing. Well, let's see what this summons. Naruto exclaimed as he opened up the scroll and signed in blood, excited to see what will come out. Well, here goes nothing. Naruto muttered. Who dares summon me? A giant, red and black scaled creature with bright blue eyes yelled, not being happy to have been woken up so suddenly. A dragon. Jiraiya exclaimed, completely shocked since he had forgotten about how the Uzumaki clan were the only ones to be able to summon and control the dragons. But even then, few had actually succeeded, and the last known one was the wife of the first Hokage. I did. My name is Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Naruto replied, knowing that he had to be careful with such a dangerous summon, knowing very well that he may just be the boss summon and he would then need to be careful to earn his trust. An Uzumaki and Namikaze That is an interesting mix, considering that the only Namikaze I know of that looks exactly like you would be Minato Namikaze, who, if I am not mistaken, married Kushina Uzumaki. The dragon said, interested in the boy, and it had been a very long time since anyone or thing had managed to make him interested like he was now. I was wondering if you would allow me to summon you and possibly the other dragon summons. I am currently trying to rebuild a village that was destroyed long ago. I plan on calling it Soragakur. It would be really awesome if you would cooperate, but I would understand if you wished not to, but I did sign your contract. Naruto asked with his usual goofy grin that everyone loved so much. You do seem like a trustworthy human being, the dragon started. I suppose I will let you summon us, but if you cross my path and make me regret this decision, I will kill you personally and all that you love. This also means that sometime in the near future I will need for you to come and train with us. My name is Balthazar and I am a fire and earth affinity dragon, so I work well with humans of the wind affinity chakra as well as water. Balthazar revealed, which shocked everyone including Naruto. I haven't learned what my affinity is yet, but that would probably be a good idea. Pervy sage, is there any way to find it out? Naruto asked. Use this chakra paper, Jiraiya said as he pulled them out of the pocket he had, probably figuring Naruto would be asking soon. Just channel chakra into it and you will find out. If it burns your fire, if it crumples your lightning, if it gets soaked your water, if it splits your wind, and if it becomes dust your earth. Jiraiya finished showing examples of fire and earth as those are his two affinities. So it is possible to have more than one chakra affinity? Naruto asked excitedly with stars in his eyes. Yes, but right off the bat it is rare but definitely possible with you. Jiraiya joked at the last part. Well, here goes nothing, Naruto said as he began to channel chakra into the paper, which became wet, split in half, and then burned. Why, you have 3 affinities? Jiraiya exclaimed, completely blown away as was the dragon. Oh yeah, Naruto cheered, not realizing how rare having 3 affinities was, never mind having them right off the bat. Naruto was definitely one to surprise everyone. Well, I best be going, seeing as there is no need for me right now. I will let my children know that we have a new young summoner. They will be happy to have someone be their main summoners. You will need to summon me in battle, however, for another couple years till they are old enough and big enough, but I feel you will work well with them. Once trained, one will even stay with you at all times in case of trouble for quick easy access in the future. Balthazar explained and then disappeared in a poof of smoke like every other summon. That went well. Now let's go find Hinata. I really hope nothing bad has happened to her. Naruto said sadly, receiving a knowing look from Jiraiya. They then walked to where the door was in silence, and Naruto then pulled open the door again for the first time since he had returned. What they say was unbelievable. It was a completely intact home with the fire going and everything. They even saw people there with the Uzumaki red hair, along with a Hyuga Naruto has come to love. Naruto, you're back. Hinata yelled as she ran into Naruto's arms, shocking him and Jiraiya that her stutter was gone. Why yeah, what is this place anyway? I thought everything was destroyed years ago during the war. Naruto questioned but was not met by an answer from Hinata, but none other than who he assumed to be an Uzumaki from his light reddish-brown hair, along with his wife bright red hair. It was completely destroyed, the man began, but we managed to escape through a tunnel that they had not managed to find. It was very difficult not knowing where the enemy could appear at any time. He said somberly. Are there any others? Naruto asked with hope, glad to know that he was indeed not the last remaining Uzumaki. Yes, there are quite a few others, however they are not Uzumakis, they have been invited to stay however as long as they behaved. The man replied as his wife came up to him and gave him a hug. Don't be rude, honey. We haven't even introduced ourselves to them. The wife playfully jabbed her husband in the arm. Where are my manners? I am Uzumaki Kaide, and this is my wife Naoko, nice to make your acquaintance. He replied with a smile. I am Jiraiya of the Sannin. Jiraiya returned. And I am Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Uzumaki and Namikaze, but weren't the only ones from those two clans to ever get together, Kaide started. Yes, the fourth Hokage Minato Namikaze and Kushina Uzumaki, also known as my parents. Naruto said with a goofy smile. You mean, you're my nephew? Naoko exclaimed, seemingly quite happy that she actually had some family left. My mom had a sister. Naruto asked, shocked. Yes, she was the one brought to Konoha to be made into one of those damn Jinchuriki. I don't hate that she was a Jinchuriki, I just hate that the village forced her against her own free will to become something everyone hates. Naoko growled. According to what I have heard, her status was kept secret so she would not be hated by all. I am sad to say she died when I was born and I was made into the carrier of the nine-tailed fox. Naruto told her sadly. Oh, I know she's dead, I just never knew she had a child with that damned Minato Namikaze. Naoko joked. By the way, Jiraiya butted in, how are you so young if you are Kushina's sister? Jiraiya questioned. I was just born when the village was destroyed. My parents told me all about what had happened when I was younger, but they both sadly passed away a few years back. I am curious to what your plans are now that you're here. Naoko asked, and Kaide nodding, showing he was wondering the same thing. Well, I planned on making a village here called Soragaku. Naruto replied. Both Naoko and Kaide shared a quick glance and nodded. We want in, and I am sure everyone else will be as well. We have a small village started, the reason you can't see it is because it is covered up with a very powerful genjutsu. But the problem is that everyone is getting sick of having to be in hiding and living in shacks. I am sure they would be thrilled to live in an actually village again. Kaide said with a genuine smile. That would be great. But we aren't quite ready for people to move into the village. It will take a few more days at least, but they are more than welcome to help out to get it done sooner. I should probably take you two to meet the others, so hold on tight. Naruto called as he Hirai shined away with Hinata, and his newly found aunt and uncle, but left Jiraiya there on purpose. Few seconds later. Naruto. You guys are finally done. Shikamaru called as he lazily walked up and started to question who the two newcomers were so early, along with why Jiraiya was here. Everyone else was starting to file in and Naruto finally realized how tired everyone looked, especially Yamato. He looked around and realized there were enough buildings for them all to sleep in tonight since some would be sharing anyway. They are my aunt and uncle, Naoko and Kaide Uzumaki. We found them and a whole other small village through a secret door in what appears to have been the former head family's house. Naruto replied. Nice to meet you too. Everyone called, clearly happy to have so many villagers to join so soon as well as help them in the building process of the village. Good morning Hinata Haim, did you sleep well? Naruto asked as he saw Hinata come out of the bedroom looking rather tired. I slept okay Naruto-kun, any ideas on what your plans are for today? Hinata asked. I think I am going to take a visit to the hidden sand village to request some help in the building of the village. I am sure Gaara would agree to send a team or two of genin or chunin. I will use my own clan's money to pay for it. Naruto explained to her. Is there anything you need me to do Naruto-kun? Hinata asked, a little disappointed that Naruto hasn't asked her to come along. Yes, and it is a rather important job as well. I need you to get Yamato to make a hospital type of building along with a cage tower. Have them be made right next to each other so in case of emergency I can be found rather quickly and I can find you quickly as well. Naruto said with a goofy smile on his face, showing Hinata that everything will be fine. Okay Naruto-kun, good luck in Suna. Hinata said as she hugged him, but Naruto took it further and gave her a kiss on the lips. Bye Hinata. Tell everyone where I went please. Naruto said as he vanished in a bright flash of yellow. Well, I better get going to find Yamato, who knows where he is. Hinata muttered to herself. Moments later, outside the gates of Suna. State your name and what business you have here in Suna. One of the guards that Naruto wasn't quite sure the name of demanded. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, I am here to discuss some things with the cage. Naruto told him respectfully. You're the guy that saved the cage. I will take you there right away. Thank you for saving him. The guard said as he bowed. They then walked over to the cage tower to see Gaara and his siblings. Knock knock. Come in. Gaara called. It's been a while Gaara, Kankuro, and Temari. Naruto said, gaining a look of shock from that at the person at the door was none other than Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Suon sent a messenger bird telling them of Naruto's banishment by the council, who immediately wanted him back as soon as they learned of his heritage. Naruto, well, this is certainly a surprise. We heard everything that happened from Tsunade and we give you our full support in anything that you're doing. Mind telling me why you're here now though? Gaara questioned. Well, I am making my own village rather than just join a new one. I came here to ask for supplies and a genin or chunin team to help build the village. I would pay for this mission of course, and it will take a few weeks at least even with my shadow clones. Naruto explained. So you're saying if you make enough shadow clones along with everyone else helping, you could create the village in a matter of weeks? Temari exclaimed in disbelief. Correct. The sooner we get it made the better. We already got enough homes for everyone there along with myself to stay in, and we are currently in the process of making a hospital and a cage tower. It would also be awesome if you could loan us a couple of medical ninja to teach some of my ninja medical ninjutsu. Naruto asked hopefully. I can supply you with 2 teams of genin along with 1 junin and 2 chunin if you like. Along with 2 or 3 medical ninja. The chunin and junin will need to be out of there after 3 months, however, since they may be needed. The medical ninja can stay for up to a year along with the genin though. Gaara decided, receiving a nod from his siblings showing they approve of this. That would be great, thanks Gaara. I won't be able to take them all back with my Hiraishin, but I will summon a dragon to take them to the village. It is where the old Uzugakure used to be before it was destroyed. Naruto told him so he knew where his ninja were going. They then discussed how much a mission like this would cost, and Gaara gave him a deal since they were friends. They then decided it would be best for it to be his most trusted Junin, Chunin and genin of earth nature to go and help the village since they would be the most help. Thanks Gaara. Summoning Jutsu. Naruto called summoning a dragon when he got outside. You summoned me rather soon Naruto, what is it? Bethalzar asked. I need you to bring some ninja from Sunagakure back to my village. I can't bring them all by Hiraishin and it would take too long to walk there from here. Naruto requested of his dragon summon. I guess I could use a good stretch of my wings, so why not, I guess I can do that. He replied with a grin. No one could even begin to imagine what the dragon was thinking. Thank you. Naruto bowed. waved goodbye and went off in a bright flash of yellow once again. So you're our ride? Konkuro asked as he came outside with who would be his team. Yes, I am Bethalzar, the dragon boss summon. You better hold on tight because I am going fast. He grinned. Wow, the cage tower looks great and it looks like the hospital is beginning to look great as well. Naruto commented happily. Naruto, you're back. And yeah, thanks to Yamato we are getting a good start on the village. Shikamaru told him. That's good, I got some guys coming from Suna to help out as well. Naruto told him the good news. That's great, at this rate if we use your shadow clones it will only take a few weeks to make this place great. Shikamaru told him. I know, but we still need to work hard because there's going to be a lot of people staying with us now that we found them and we need to get a house with multiple rooms for the Suna ninja. Yamato, can you make one more house right now then you can take a break? Naruto asked hopefully. Yeah sure, no problem. Yamato panted, completely exhausted from using his wood style so many times in the day. Thank you, Naruto said, then flashed to where Hinata was. Naruto, you're back. Hinata gasped, shocked at the sudden appearance from her boyfriend. Yeah, remember how I asked you to go to Ichiraku with me? Naruto asked, receiving a nod from Hinata showing she remembered. Well, let's go now, Naruto called, but before she could respond the Harai shined away in a hurry. At Ichiraku's ramen stand in Konoha. Hey old man, 5 bowls of miso pork ramen. Naruto called. Hey, who do you think you're calling old man? Tsuki called. Who else do you know that can eat 5 bowls of your ramen? Naruto joked, waiting for his favorite ramen chef to come out and see who it was. Naruto and Hinata, is that you guys? Tsuki asked, completely shocked. Sure as old man, Naruto told him. Well, this ramen is on the house then. Are you guys back for good? Does anyone else know of you being here? He sputtered out. No one knows we are here and I am trying to keep it that way because they might try to lock me up or have Anbu watch me and try to stop me from leaving, which they would of course fail out because of my jutsu. Naruto told him. Well, it's good to see you, Naruto. Ayame should be back soon, she went out on a delivery run. Tsuki told him. I am right here, dad just got back. Who's here that wanted to see me? Ayame asked. She went into the restaurant through the back entrance. It's me, Naruto, along with Hinata Hyuga. Naruto called but too loud so no one would hear him outside the stand. You're back. Are you staying for good or will you be leaving us again? Ayame asked sadly. I will be leaving after this bowl of ramen and after one Sibakan. If I stay much longer people will try to force me to stay, which I don't want. I also wanted to invite you guys to come join my new village since I don't know what I would do without you ramen. Naruto asked hopefully. I think that wouldn't be a bad idea. Business hasn't been the same now that you're not here. You were 70% of where we made our money income. Tsuki joked. I am in as well. I would love to see you on a daily basis again. Ayame told him. Great, let's get going. Naruto called before they could ask. They along with Naruto's ramen was on its way to Sorogakure. What happened? Tsuki asked. I used the Haraishin to bring us all back here along with my ramen. Naruto panted since it took a lot of energy to bring 4 people plus a pot of ramen such a far distance. That certainly is convenient, Tsuki muttered. Where will the ramen stand be? Ayame asked. Right next to the cage tower and hospital, of course. Naruto cheered, earning a facepalm from all those there. That's fine, Tsuki replied with a nod. I will have Yamato build you a stand on the bottom with a home on the upper floors. Naruto decided. That would be great, thanks. Ayame replied. Well, let's get going. Naruto called as they then walked to go find Yamato along with everyone else that should have arrived from Suna. Hey Naruto, is there something you need? Yamato asked as he saw them approaching. It wasn't late yet, only a little past noon, so they had plenty of daylight to work with. Hey Yamato, I need for you to make Tsuki and Ayame here the best looking ramen stand with a home on the upper floors you possibly can. Naruto requested with a grin. Sure, but should they be in Konoha? He questioned. They were and I went to pick them up. Now I must go back and talk to Bakan before it's too late. Naruto said with a grin as he flashed away. Seconds later at the Hokage Tower. Hey Bakan, I came by for a visit. Naruto called as he flashed into the room. Naruto. What are you doing here, you fool? Tsunade called as she grabbed into a bone-crushing hug. I came to visit you and to tell you what's has many members and people that are willing to help us make it in return to be allowed to stay. Jiraiya along with some from the Wave Village agreed to help and are planning to stay for a while at least. Also Ichiraku Ramen is coming to my village as well since they haven't been getting too much business since I left. Naruto joked at the last part. Well, that is a surprise since I thought those two loved it here in Konoha, but then again I thought you loved the village as well, Naruto. But I am happy for you and I think once I retire in the next some odd years I will come stay with you in Soragaku and maybe help out in the hospital a bit as well. Tsunade decided. That'd be great, Bakan. How is everyone that we left behind doing? Naruto asked, realizing just how many he left behind. Even though he did take most of his friends with him, he did miss the rest of the rookie 9 that hadn't come with him, especially Iruka-sensei. Sakura is devastated that you left her behind by herself. Now all she has left she believes is Kakashi. I don't know if I will put her back on a team. I may just make her my full-time apprentice and have her work in the hospital taking the occasional mission until she is strong enough to join Anbu. Tsunade said thoughtfully. Knock knock. Who is it? Tsunade called, not wanting just anyone to walk in on her and Naruto talking. It's me, Sakura, my lady. She replied. Come in. And with that Naruto was ready to Hiraishin away in a heartbeat if he found necessary. Naruto, you're back. Sakura yelled as she ran up and tried to punch him in the head for leaving her, but Naruto caught it and shusined away to the other side of Tsunade. No, I am just visiting. I will not be staying. Sorry, Sakura. He told her with a frown. But why? Why do you want to leave so badly? What happened to your dream of being the Orange Hokage? You can't leave. We need you. I need you. Sakura tried pleading with him. Sorry, Sakura, but dreams change, and don't worry, I will still be a Kage, but of my own village where I won't be held back by a damn council. Naruto growled at the last part. Your own village? But how is that possible? You surely can't find a big enough place nor secure enough place to form a village, nor have enough people. Sakura said, figuring this was all just one big joke and that he was really staying. I already have, but I won't give you the details since it wouldn't be good if you came and found us. But to answer your question, we have enough people. All that were already there agreed, seeing that I can make the place a better place for them all to live. Naruto replied with a grin, just thinking about how great his new village will be. But why can't I come? Am I not good enough for you? I thought you loved me. I will even go on a date with you if you stay. Sakura began to plead, also figuring that he would stay since she offered to go on a date with her. You can't come because you're needed here, Sakura, and also I have a girlfriend, but I can't tell you who or it would give too much. Goodbye, good seeing you again, Bakan. He left in a bright yellow flash, leaving behind a Sakura in tears and a Hokage with a smile at how much he has improved. Naruto had arrived back at Soragaku late that night since he had some other errands to run. He saw that they had made a lot of progress and realized soon they would need to go recruit some ninja for the village, including Itachi and Kisame of the Akatsuki. He had thought about it for a while and realized that those two might enjoy to be able to settle down in a village and not have to be on the run all the time. He then decided that he would go out with Hinata to get some new supplies, including a new outfit, as well as weapons, food, and recruit some strong ninja and civilians if enough buildings were made. He continued down the road to Shikamaru's home to find the lights still on, so he knocked. Come in, Naruto. Shikamaru said lazily, figuring Naruto would be the only one that would bother him at this time. Okay, what else did you want to discuss with me, because I know there is more to this? Shikamaru questioned. Well, I was going to go out of the village tomorrow, maybe take Hinata along with me and go get more food, supplies, and new clothes, as well as maybe recruit some members for the village. Naruto explained. Well, after tomorrow, I suppose we could do some recruiting seeing how everyone here has a home since some are sharing since they are a family. I guess getting some new members wouldn't hurt seeing as how they could potentially help build up the community and get more ninja and civilians to join. I would start with shopkeepers though so people will have things to do and not be bored out of their minds. Then I would go with ninja, and restaurants as well. Shikamaru told him as he had already analyzed the plan figuring Naruto would be coming soon to discuss the matter of getting new members. That sounds good. Well, I will let you sleep, Shikamaru. See ya tomorrow. Naruto said as he went out the door to go home to find his Hinata. When he got there, he noticed it was lit up and saw Hinata in the kitchen through the window, so he decided to go sit with her for a bit. Hinata, I am back. Naruto called to his love, who came out of the kitchen with a pot in one hand and a wooden spoon in the other, showing she was cooking. Glad to see you back, Naruto-kun. I thought you might be hungry, so I got a yame to teach me how to make ramen just for you. Hinata explained as she blushed a bit. It smells amazing. Thank you, Hinata-hime. Naruto told her with a goofy smile. They then went into the dining hall and ate on the wooden table that Naruto had made the night they got there with the help of Yamato's wood style. As they ate, Naruto discussed tomorrow's plans with her and how he planned to get a new outfit that wasn't so orange. That was delicious, Hinata. I am going to go to bed now, so I will see you later. Naruto said with a yawn. Next morning, ready to go, Hinata-hime? Naruto asked with a big smile on his face, thinking about the day ahead of them. Yes, Naruto-kun. She told them, also excited but nervous about all the different people they might meet today. They then hurried to the nearest town where they had a hurricane seal on to go shopping for seeds, food, and clothes. They found a convenience store where they picked up a lot of food and put it in a storage scroll. After a bit more walking, they found a ninja gear store which looked to be a very good one at that, so they went in. Welcome to Yukino's ninja weapons and clothing store. How can I help you? A girl who seemed to be in her 20s with light blue hair and green eyes asked. We would like to purchase new clothes along with katanas, kunais, shuriken, scrolls, and training dummies. Naruto requested. Of course, follow me. Yukino then led them to where all the requested items were and they cleaned her out of everything, which surprised her. They then got to the clothes, and this is where Naruto was bad at shopping, so he had Hinata pick out an outfit for him, which turned out to be a great outfit. This new outfit consisted of a long-sleeved black shirt, with a single red stripe going down each sleeve, along with an orange flap jacket and a black cloak with orange flames licking the bottom. On the back of this cloak it said Shadaime Sarakage, couldn't think of anything else XD, along with black Anbu-style pants, black ninja sandals and black fingerless gloves with a metal plate and the symbol for Sorogakur. The last thing to top it all off was a new Sorogakur headband across his head, on it was the symbol for sky in Japanese. This would be the new headband that all ninja of Sorogakur would wear. That outfit looks amazing on you, Naruto-kun. Hinata commented, clearly proud of her work. She even decided to pick out a new outfit for herself and went with a light purple sleeveless shirt that showed off her chest a little and hugged her waist. She also now had long black ninja pants with a kunai holster on her left leg where it usually was, along with a Sorogakur headband hanging around her neck like usual. You look amazing too, Hinata-hime. Naruto said as he gave her a kiss. Is that all you need today? Yukino asked, extremely happy to be making all this money and wished to get customers like these two more often. I would like about 40 more of these headbands to be made, please. We are starting our own village and we will be recruiting, so we don't know how many ninja we will be getting. Naruto explained, and with that Yukino got a gleam in her eye. I wouldn't mind joining this new village if it is okay with you guys. It gets rather boring here and I don't get a lot of business seeing how there are no ninja in these parts except the occasional wanderer. Yukino told them sadly. Of course you can join, but first of let me ask you a couple questions. Naruto began. Are you a ninja or capable of being a ninja? By that I mean, are you able to use ninjutsu or taijutsu, and would you be willing to set up your ninja shop in Sorogakur? Naruto asked hopefully. Yes, I have the ability to use ninjutsu and I was taught some by a wandering ninja who I once traveled with for a little bit but I left him. And of course I will let you keep your shop open, but I would have to ask you to buy your place since the village needs income. Naruto requested. Of course. How about in return for the place, I let you take all the ninja gear and clothes that you were about to pay for free? Yukino suggested. That works for me. Let's go back to the village and hold on tight. Before Naruto hurried away, he put everything Yukino needed into storage scrolls along with what he bought and left. That was fast. What kind of jutsu was that? Yukino questioned, amazed at the speed they traveled. They got to the village in mere seconds. It was the fourth Hokage's original jutsu, the Hiraishin. Naruto explained. Are you related to him or something since you learned his jutsu? Yukino asked, which was returned with a chuckle from Naruto. Well, how to put it? Naruto began and thought about it for a moment before continuing, I am his son actually. Naruto finished with a goofy laugh and smile. I never knew the famous fourth Hokage had a wife, never mind a son before he died. How did it never leak out about this? She asked, deeply shocked at the newly found news. I only myself just found out about my heritage since I went by the name Naruto Uzumaki up until recently. I was told that no one ever found out about my heritage in order to protect me from Kumo and I was since my father had many enemies from those two villages. Naruto told her. I am sorry to hear that. By the way, this place looks amazing so far. When did you start this village? Yukino asked. Only a few days ago. The reason we are getting so much done so quickly is because we have so many people helping. I had my shadow clone go get them all so you can meet them, so they should be here shortly. Naruto told her quickly, and in a few moments he saw a large group coming towards them. Hey Naruto, Hinata, what's this about a new person? Shikamaru asked. Wait a few moments for everyone else to get here as well. Naruto told him. Everyone else? What are you talking about? Shikamaru asked, confused. Uzumaki Naoko and Uzumaki Kaide, they said they were bringing out the rest of the villagers with them since there aren't too many of them. Naruto replied, and with the another group appeared. Sorry to keep you waiting, Naruto. Kaide apologized and Naoko nodded. Think nothing of it, we are family after all. Everyone, I want you to meet Yukino. She has agreed to open up a weapons and clothing store for us, so now we have a few restaurants, a few stores. Naruto told them happily. Nice to meet you, Yukino. They all called. Now let me introduce you to them. Naruto then pointed to all of them and told them their names and realized how big their group was really becoming. There was now Shikamaru, Hinata, Neji, Yamato, Choji, Lee, Ino, Konohamaru, Moegi, Udon, Jiraiya, Tazuna, Inari, Tsunami, Tsuki, Ayame, Kaide, now Kei and now Yukino. Nice to meet you guys too. Who are you guys? Yukino asked the other group, which was approximately the same size if not a little bit smaller. Not even Naruto knew who the other group was and was about to ask the same question. I am Uzumaki Kaide and this is my wife Naoko. Kaide told him. I am Hikaru Tora, and this is my mother Hana Tora, my father Hideki Tora and my brother, Hiroto Tora, we are of the Tora clan. Hikaru told them with a warm smile. I am Taro Unagi, this is my wife Muriel, and my children Daisuke, Miri, and Suji. Taro greeted. I am Kato Jiraki of the Jiraki clan, but I am sadly the only one of the clan here. Kato introduced himself. I am Daisuke Unagi, nice to make you acquaintance. He greeted with a wink. And last but not least, I am Mai Hoshizora and this is my brother Dao, our parents are no longer with us. It is nice to meet you all. She greeted them kindly. It is nice to meet you all as well. Yukino said. Well, there aren't quite enough homes for you to all live in yet, but if you all pitch in, I am sure we could get them all built by tonight, or tomorrow afternoon. Naruto told them with a smile. That would be great, Naruto. Kaide said. How many of you are able to be ninja? Naruto asked, to be met with an answer by Naoko. There is Hikaru Tora, who you would consider a genin, Hana Tora, who you might consider Junin level, Hideki Tora, who you might have as an Anbu or Junin, Hiroto Tora, who wants to train as a ninja but is only 6, Mai Hoshizora, who would be Chunin, and Daisuke Yanagi, who would be Genin. Naoko explained, seeming to know all of the members quite well. Okay, here are headbands for you all. I had them made while we were out. You will all be required to wear one when on duty in a mission, but if you are just relaxing and you have the day off, then you are not required. Naruto explained, receiving nods of understanding from all those around him. Got it, Naruto. I am sure everyone able will work hard to get this village going. Kidi told him. Thank you, uncle. How about you guys focus on your side of the village, which can be where you are now, but just undo the genjutsu and I will send some ninja to help build better homes for you all. Naruto suggested. That would be great, thank you, Naruto. Kaide told him. Naruto then dismissed everyone but Hinata. Hey Hinata, want to go grab some ramen from Ichiraku's now that they are open for business? Naruto asked with a big grin on his face that Hinata has not learned to resist just yet. Sure, race you there, Hinata called as she ran off, getting a head start away from Naruto, but he just used Hiraishin to get to the ramen stand before her and he sat down and waited. Hey, no fair, Hinata pouted. You're the one that cheated and took a head start. Since I won, I will pay for the ramen. Naruto decided with a chuckle. I guess that makes up for it. Hinata told him as she was cut off with a kiss. Now am I forgiven for winning? Naruto joked. Of course. Hinata giggled. Hey boss, can we join you? Konohamaru asked as he ran up with Moegi. Sure, will this be a double date then? Naruto asked, teasing Konohamaru. No, of course not, it's not like that. Konohamaru blushed along with Moegi, who seemed to like each other now. I am just teasing you too. Now let's go eat. Naruto cheered, while Hinata just shook her head at how much Naruto could act like a kid at times. It was a sunny day in Konoha and we could find our favorite academy teacher doing what he does best, but he was a lot more depressed than usual. Secretly deep down he really wished he had gone with Naruto in the group, but at the same time he couldn't find it in him to leave Konoha behind. He just loved teaching kids too much, but right now he is wondering if it was worth it. Uruka-sensei, one of the Akamaiki kids, called, taking him out of his train of thought. Okay, just bring past them up, then you can all break for lunch. Uruka grumbled, deciding he needed to see the Hokage. Yes, Uruka-sensei. The class called out. At the Hokage tower once Uruka arrived. Knock knock. Come in. Tsunade called to the person at the door. Greetings, Lady Hokage, Uruka said with a bow. Uruka, is something wrong at the academy? Or is this about Naruto and you're second-guessing yourself for not going with him to help him make Soragaku? Tsunade questioned probably, figuring it was the second reason. You're right as usual, Lady Hokage. I really wanted to go with him, but I didn't think I could because I didn't just want to leave behind everything behind at the academy, but now I really am not sure if I can stay happy where I am. Uruka explained to her sadly. Well, why not go stay with him? Tsunade suggested. But how? I haven't a clue how to get there, and if I did it would take much too long. Uruka tried explaining. Well, I plan on retiring soon, so I will be going there as well, since Jiraiya is now staying there as far as I know for the time being at least. I could also send a message to him via bird and he could get it in a few days, then he could Hiraishin here to pick you up. Tsunade told him with a smile. I guess that might be for the best, but why are you retiring so soon? You haven't been Hokage for that long. Uruka questioned. Honestly, I am sick of this village and how they treated Naruto. Tsunade murmured. I understand, you will know where to find me when Naruto gets here. Uruka said quietly as he walked out the door. Sakura, I know you're there, come in. Tsunade called to her as Sakura turned white as a ghost. Why, yes, my lady, she replied as she walked into the office. Is there something you wanted, seeing as how you were listening in on our conversation? I want a good explanation for this. Tsunade demanded. I wish to go join Naruto in this new village of his, Tsunade-sama. Sakura requested with a bow. Absolutely not, Tsunade said right away. But why? I have nothing left here. Sasuke's gone. Now Naruto, even most of the Rookie 9 is gone. There is no reason for me to be here anymore. Even you and Iruka-sensei are eventually going to go there. Sakura pleaded. The reason you can't go is because you were one of my options for the Rokudaime Hokage now that Naruto is gone. Tsunade said, earning a gasp from Sakura. I don't know, wouldn't Kakashi do a much better job at being Hokage? Or even Shizune? Sakura pleaded, really not wanting to become Hokage, thinking she was last choice. You and I both know that neither of them want the position and you're the best one for the job. But don't worry, I won't be retiring just yet, not for another couple years since you're still too young. Tsunade explained. Very well, I accept. But let's keep it a secret for the time being. Sakura gave in. Good. I will start training you a lot more so you will make a great Hokage. I won't announce you as my successor just yet since they will still want Naruto, but once they realize that he isn't coming back they will give in. Tsunade declared. With Hikaru and the Tora clan family. Daughter, are you sure that you can trust this new guy, Naruto? I mean, he shows up out of nowhere wanting to remake this ville but with a new name, Soragaker. Hideki questioned, truly trusting whatever judgment his son made on the boy. I am sure, father. I have heard his name inland and I have heard many great things like how he helped the Wave Country and saved them from Gato. Hikaru explained with a smile, trying to reassure her parents and younger brother. Very well, Hikaru, but if he does anything to betray us you will be blamed. Hideki decided. I understand, father. I also think it would be best if we helped with the building process of the village. The sooner everything gets set up the better. We will even have a better place to live, and it looks like that Yamato guy is coming here next, and he did a fine enough job with the house for the home for the Unagis, along with the home for that Jiraki guy. They seem like a good enough group. Hikaru reassured her family, and finally got the approval of her mother, but her brother, who was only 8, was much too young to understand. With Naruto, Hinata and the Sand Ninja. Thanks you guys for coming to help me out, it means a lot to all of us. Naruto told them and Hinata agreed. It's no problem, Naruto, plus, you giving us one hell of a pay, how could we turn you down? Kankuro joked and everyone just laughed along. If it wouldn't be a problem, could you Genin go plant these seeds to start a vegetable garden so we can stop having to go into town to get food all of the time? Naruto requested. Of course. They said as they bowed, took the seeds and ran off to where they saw the makings of a giant garden with some seeds already planted from the other day. Kankuro, could you and the Chunin split up and bring back fish, and whatever else you can catch that will taste good? Naruto asked. Sure, Naruto, no problem. Kankuro then split up the Chunin into 2 teams and they shoohined off into the small forest to the south. Hinata, the village is growing so quickly. Naruto murmured. Yes, it is, Naruto-kun, but why do you sound so worried then? Hinata questioned, confused. I fear that with this rapid growth, too many people will find out and we may get attacked before we are ready to even defend ourselves. Naruto replied as he gave his Hinata-hime a kiss on the lips. But there's no need to worry, we will just need to work harder to get out defenses up and recruit more ninja. Naruto declared like a little kid. Oh, Naruto-kun, Hinata said drastically and yet was joking. With Shikamaru, Ino and Choji, we could find the Ino-Shika-Cho trio resting after working on more buildings to set up for what will hopefully be some shops, and a restaurant or two. So Shikamaru, what do you think of that Hikaru Tora I kept seeing you stare at when we met them for the first time? If I remember correctly, she was staring right back at you with googly eyes. Ino teased one of her best friends as well as her teammate. I don't know what you are talking about, Ino. Shikamaru tried defending himself but was proving to fail miserably at it. Sure, Shikamaru, and I don't love Choji. Ino said before she could realize what she said. She turned as Chite as a ghost and remembered Choji was right behind her. What happened next no one expected. Choji grabbed her, turned her around and kissed her. At that, Shikamaru left to leave the new couple by themselves and decided to go see how Hikaru was doing. Moments later, at where Hikaru was staying. Hikaru, are you here? Shikamaru called into the home that was in the process of being made. He had to admit it, Yamato was sure amazing at making homes. Shikamaru, is that you? Hikaru called back. Yeah, I was wondering if you guys wanted any help with anything. Shikamaru asked, suddenly regretting asking since he was too lazy to help. Ah, you're one of them Leaf Shinobi. Hideki said as he came into the entranceway. Yes, I am an ex-chunin of Konoha and key advisor to Naruto in the design of the new village. Shikamaru explained respectfully. What business do you have with my little girl? Hideki asked threateningly, not wanting to trust just anyone with Hikaru. Well, I just came by to offer some help. Shikamaru told him nervously. Well, why didn't you just say so? Could you finish up painting the living room? There isn't much left, but I am sure Hikaru would appreciate the help. Hideki asked of him. You bet I could. There's still a wall and a half left to paint, never mind the ceiling. Hikaru told him as she came into the entranceway. Why, yeah, no problem. I can use my shadow jutsus to help if we have enough paintbrushes, that way we can more done faster. Shikamaru suggested. Are you saying you don't want to spend a lot of time with me? Hikaru said, faking being upset. It's not like that at all. I just thought it would be easier than doing it without the extra hands. Shikamaru tried defending himself, only for it to be returned with a giggle from Hikaru. Relax, Shikamaru, I am just joking around with you. Hikaru said with a grin, very much like Naruto would do, which caused Shikamaru to sweat drop. Back with Ino and Choji. Does this mean that you like me too? Ino asked with a grin, still being held by Choji. Yes, and I have for a long time, I just didn't know how to tell you. How about I take you out for a date tonight to Ichiraku's? I am sure Hinata and Naruto will be there like every other night as well, and who knows, maybe even Shikamaru will be there with Hikaru. Choji said with a sly grin. That sounds great, if you're paying. Ino joked. Of course, the man always pays for the date, doesn't he? Choji told her with his USAL-friendly smile. It had been a few more months since the village was started, and it has been blooming with all the help they were receiving. Konohamaru was running his daily border check with Choji, Moegi, and Udon when they noticed a group of 3 people coming their way, that looked to be ninja. Konohamaru, pour chakra into the Hiraishin kunai to summon Naruto here, we have visitors. Choji commanded. Konohamaru did that, and within seconds Naruto was there. What is it, Konohamaru? Naruto questioned, realizing they weren't being attacked, so he relaxed a bit. Naruto sensed the 3 people were getting close to them and he decided to meet them. Greetings, I am Shoji-yu, this is my son Takeo-ji-yu, and my daughter Taiko-ji-yu, and we are a part of the Ji-yu clan. Sho introduced his family. I am Naruto Uzumaki, this is Konohamaru Sarutobi, Shuju Akamaiki, Moegi, and Udon. Naruto told them, figuring it was best not to tell them his last name was also Namikaze right away. Are you a part of the village that was formed here a couple months ago? Word has been getting around and we would like to join if that would be okay. Sho requested hopefully. I suppose you can, but you will be under watch until we know for sure you can be trusted, which should NT take too long. Naruto replied with a smile, and he Hiraishined the group to the village so in case they were spies they wouldn't know the exact route of how to get there. What was that? Taiko-ji-yu stammered. That, my daughter, was the Hiraishin jutsu created by the 4th Hokage himself. Sho explained, putting 2 and 2 together, realizing Naruto must be a relative. That is correct, and I know it because he was my father and I inherited all of his scrolls. Naruto explained carefully. Now on to business, how would you rank your skills as ninja? Naruto questioned once he was seated behind his desk in the cage tower. I would be a Junin along with my son, however my daughter would be about a genin. Sho told him. Very well, Choji, send out the bird to notify all ninja here, it is about time they got their ranks. Naruto commanded, receiving a nod from Choji. Slowly everyone came until everyone was finally there. Let's start. I called you all here to give you your official ranks so we can start acting like a real village since we are pretty much done building. Junin of this village will be Shikamaru Nara, Sho and Takeo Jiyu, Yamato, Mate Guy, Tomoko Yami, Neji Hyuga, Tikaru Unakare, Kato Jiraki, and Tomoko Yami. Naruto told them as he gave them all special vests that he had Yukino made, and he relieved nods from all the new Junin. Special Junin will be Makoto Masayoshi, Rock Lee, Hanatora, Hinata Hyuga, Shuju Akamaiki and Ino Yamanaka. He decided as he gave them vests as well. Chunin will be Konohamaru Sarutobi, Udon, Moegi, Mai Hoshizora, and Karimu Zentora. Naruto decided giving them different vests that he had Yukino make as well. And Genin will consist of Teiko Jiyu, Hikaru Tora, and Sachiko Yami. You three will also need a Junin sensei, so I will put you three on a team under Neji Hyuga. Naruto decided, grinning at Neji. Very well, Naruto, I will do it. Neji sighed, figuring what's the worst that can happen. Thank you, Neji. Hopefully we will get some more Genin so that in the future we will be able to enter the Chunin exams. We will enter the exams in about 1 year since at that time, they will be held in Konoha. Naruto decided, getting nods of agreement. That is a good idea, Naruto. That way Konoha will see just how strong this village has become in approximately 1.5 years. Jiraiya said as he appeared in the window, showing that he has heard everything. You are all dismissed. We have some missions coming in from the wave, so be back in 2 hours to receive them. Jiraiya, you stay here, Naruto told them, and within minutes it was just Naruto and Jiraiya in the room. You want to talk to me about something, I assume? Naruto asked him. Yes, I talked with the Elder Toads and they do not wish for you to cancel the summoning contract with them. They predict great things from you and they wish to be there for you as well since your father summoned them. Jiraiya told him, receiving a shocked look. Has anyone ever had 2 summonings before? Naruto asked, shocked. No, and you might not either. You have to summon the Dragon Boss summon and I will summon Gamabunta and we will talk it out. Jiraiya told him. Very well, but let's go somewhere more private, I have just the place. Naruto told him as he Hirai shined to a large opening on the island. This will certainly work. Summoning Jutsu. Jiraiya and Naruto called out at the same time. Naruto, Jiraiya, what have you summoned me for? Gamabunta and Balthazar asked, annoyed. We wanted to know if it was okay if I keep a summoning contract for both toads and dragons. Naruto asked politely. Well, I've never had a problem with the toad summons. Balthazar commented. And I've never had a problem with dragon summons, since I've never met you guys before. Gamabunta grumbled. So does this mean I can continue to summon you guys? Naruto asked hopefully. I am fine with it since it will get Gamatatsu and Gamakichi off my back, they miss you a lot. Gamabunta told him. As am I. Balthazar told him. Thank you. Balthazar, you are free to go, I might try to summon your kids so I can start training with them. Naruto told him and received a nod as the mighty dragon poofed away in a cloud of smoke. You better summon Gamatatsu and Gamakichi soon, they will be thrilled since they haven't seen you in a few months. Gamabunta told Naruto as he too went away in a cloud of smoke. I guess I will have to summon them later. Naruto chuckled. That went well, but we best not let Konoha find out that you have the toad summoning contract again or they will try and get you back yet again. Jiraiya explained to him. No problem. Well, I am off to see how Hinata is doing with the hospital, and then I will get something to eat. We will need to make a council seeing as how we have more than enough people in the village now. Naruto told him, and then he went off in a flash of yellow to the Sorogakure hospital to see his love, Hinata. Naruto. Hinata gasped as he flashed in front of her, still not being used to that. That's me. I was wondering if you wanted to take a break from the hospital seeing how we have no patients at the moment and grab something to eat. Naruto asked as he kissed her. Sure, that would be nice. I am guessing we will go to Ichiraku. Hinata asked, knowing her boyfriend so well. Of course. Want to see if Shikamaru and Hikaru want to join us. The more the better, I think. Naruto asked. Sure, it will be fun. Hinata decided. Naruto then used the Hiraishin to get to Shikamaru and Hikaru, who were more than likely together like usual. Hey Shikamaru, you guys want to join us for lunch? We can discuss what should do next. Naruto invited the couple. Sure. I guess we could take a break from watching clouds to eat. Shikamaru decided lazily, receiving a play punch on the shoulder by Hikaru. Couldn't you at least try to be less lazy? Hikaru joked. That isn't possible, I'm afraid. Let's just go get something to eat already. Naruto, can you Hiraishin us there? Shikamaru asked as he chuckled. On it. And with that they Hiraishined away to get their ramen. In Konoha Council meeting room. Why have you called this meeting? Tsunade demanded, considering usually she is the only one to call the meetings, but recently the council has been calling most of them, and it has been pissing her off. We have called this meeting because there is word of a new village going around and that people are actually leaving their villages and joining. Kaharu said with disgust. What have you learned about this supposed new village? Tsunade asked, not wanting to give away what she actually knew. Not much, just that it's by the land of waves, and it's growing strong, and rapidly. I also hear they have made an alliance with Sunagakur. Well then I will send a team to investigate and hopefully they will find out more about this place and hopefully it will not be a threat. Tsunade told them, just trying to get them off of her back, already knowing this village was going to be no threat whatsoever. Very well, but make sure it happens. Kaharu told her. Yeah, we better get Naruto back so he can marry out daughters. The pink-haired banshee of the civilian council demanded, and completely pissed off the Hokage who thought of Naruto as a son. You listen to me clearly, Haruno. If we do manage to get Naruto back, I will not force him to marry anyone that he does not wish to marry. If he wishes to marry your daughters if we get him back, then so be it, but we will not force him or he will just Hiraishin away and we will more than likely lose him forever. Tsunade told her. Whatever, but he was madly in love with Sakura when he left, so that probably hasn't changed at all. Haruno said. Actually, last time I checked Hinata actually grew on Naruto and they were about to get together. Tsunade told her with a grin. Whatever. Sakura's mom grumbled. As of this moment, I am officially appointing Sakura Haruno as the next Hokage once I step down. I do not feel that Naruto will want it if he comes back, so I am appointing Sakura, my apprentice, my heir, just in case. Tsunade told them, receiving shocked gasps and looks, all figuring she would definitely wait for Naruto. How can you do this? Naruto will surely return if you offered him Hokage position, that is his dream after all, isn't it? Haruno asked. It was his dream, yes, but I doubt it still is after all this time and suffering, especially when we kept his heritage from him, then suddenly treat him like royalty. Tsunade spat back. This meeting is over, get out of my sight. Tsunade yelled as she left a shocked council. Hinata-chan, there are some things that I feel I need to discuss with you, seeing as how I am going to have to leave the village for a bit to go through sage training with the dragons, and also possibly the toads. Naruto told her somberly, really not wanting to leave the love his life for such an extended period of time. I know, Naruto-kun, but I understand that you must do this for the good of the village. You better write to me every day and send Gamakichi to get the letters here even quicker, you hear me? Hinata said in a very stern voice that shocked Naruto. Why yes, Hinata-chan. Naruto stuttered out. Good. And with that they finished up their ramen. Summoning jutsu. Naruto called out, summoning the mighty Balthazar. You ready to begin your sage training, Naruto? He questioned, hoping that he wasn't summoned just to chat. Yup. The sooner we start the sooner I can get back to the village, since I got to go train with the toads as well. Naruto told him. Very well, reverse summon. Balthazar called, reverse summoning them back to the Mountain of Dragons, where they would begin the training immediately. Good luck, Naruto-kun, I'll be waiting for you, Hinata thought. Hey Hinata, was that Naruto who just left? Ino asked as she walked side by side with her new boyfriend, Choji. Yes, he went to begin his sage training with the dragons so he can become stronger to protect this village. She told them, sadly, really wishing that Naruto didn't have to go away for so long. Oh, that. By chance, do you know who is in charge of the village while he is gone? Ino asked. He told me to tell Shikamaru, and Jiraiya are in charge. Jiraiya will be in charge of giving out missions while Shikamaru will be in charge of seeing through that the village will be well protected and the paperwork portion. Naruto also sent his own mission request to have people go out and recruit more ninja, seeing as how we only have one team of genin. Hinata explained, somewhat surprised that she remembered everything that her Naruto-kun has asked of her, and everyone else. Well, we will see you later then. We will go see if we can pick up that mission to go need more shops and restaurants around this village. Choji said enthusiastically at the thought of food. All right by you guys. Hinata said quietly.